It is Monday, October 9, 2023. I surprise you, but I know it because I'm going to the hospital today to the skin doctor, dermatology doctor, for my psoriasis that caused me problem when I was in Africa, because I get inflammation in my wounds. It's going because I was bleeding in my psoriasis all over the body, and I was in this filthy place out in the forest in Kenya for 3 weeks. So that's the problem today. Is it not psoriasis, but it is that I have some inflammation in my legs. So I got this injection of Stellara, if you know it, for psoriasis. And it's very expensive medicine. So I didn't get it for 9 years. But then suddenly, when I was in the hospital, it was a young woman that come to me. It was when I was laying in the hospital, and the first day it come a woman to me, and she say, "I'm going to die," she say. And I say to her, "That's the doctor have told you, but that have not God told you," I say to her. And then I lay a hand on her, and she was healed instantly. And the doctor come to know it because a nurse came to me and say it was not allowed in the hospital to do such things, and in Sweden, and she told the doctor that I have done it, and she thought I should be punishment for it. But instead the doctor come and say that I should get the injection. I should get the Stellara because I had healed that young woman. And then I have had it for many years. And since 2014. And every 3 months I go and get an injection against psoriasis. And you can't see it on me that I have psoriasis, because it's gone at least from the skin. But I have that kind of psoriasis that going into all of the joint. And that was the trouble I have today, that is very hard for me to walk. And I have much pain in my knees, mostly, and other places in the body. But I don't care about it. I ignore it. And it works to ignore it. It's only in those few seconds I get pain when I stand up and start to walk. I get pain, but then I forget it. And so it was not about that I should talk about today, but it's this that a man doesn't understand and go angry because I'm telling them now that I am a prophet. Before I couldn't talk, I didn't wanted to talk about to be a prophet, but as it started with this podcast that they are coming and talking to me, and you have heard it. Not what they are saying, but what I have told you, what they are saying to me, and that is very special when they come and talk to me, because I don't know the future, but they know the future and talk to me about the future. And now is it a war in Israel, and they say in the news, because they don't understand what time we are living in, that we're living in the last days, and we are soon going to the last day. And they say in the news, because I have the television on the whole time, not the whole time, but some times, to hear what's going on in Israel, and they say here in Sweden that it have been troubles before between Israel and Palestine and those other countries. I don't know, because I'm not a political person, so I have not followed this Israel state. And so they say this, but they don't understand what time we live in. You know that many of you that are follower of me, you know that we live in the last days. And I have told you that it started 2019 in the end of 2019, when we started to get COVID-19, and that was the start of the tribulation. And then they have told you, they have told me, and I have told you what they are saying from Afterlife, that they say that the tribulation started 2019, and it's 7 years it should going on. And I told you that means that the peak will be in this year, and it so far have it coming true what they were telling us. And you know that you that have followed me, that Afterlife have told us that this year will be a peak. They're talking about the waves from the beginning, but I didn't. It's hard to understand what they are talking about, as we can't see the future. So they say it's a big wave there with COVID-19, but they say it will be a tsunami. It's going to be the highest wave ever, and it started now. And it is just what they say. It should be this year and in the middle of this year, and it have started now. And when I was in Israel December 2022, I knew it was the last time I was in Israel, but I didn't understood what God or Afterlife told me, because they say that it's the last time you are in Israel. But I didn't understood they were saying Israel is no more. That's what they were telling. I understand that today when everything have started with this war. I am not political and I don't care about what's going on more than I feel sorry for the people that be hurt, killed, and everything take away from them, and I feel sorry for them. But for me, is it not countries? The world is the world. It's not divided of border like the human want it to be. They have built up the border, but God doesn't see any border. God see our planet as a complete planet with no border. He don't see that in that. It's a human that have done that. People have done so very much. The leader in this world have done so much harm to this planet. And I am not talking like Greta, the Swedish girl, like the environment, because it's in everything that men, mostly men, have decided how our planet should look like. God, he put down the light to this planet. It was dark and a void, and it was dark so deep into everything. It was not on the surface only the darkness. The darkness was in the deep. It does say that in the Bible. And God that is a spirit was flying over this planet that was a void that no one wanted to be on this planet. But there was evil beings here on this planet, and it was like I have said sometimes. I know I have said that. I don't forget what I'm saying. That it was about to eat or to be eaten. It was about to kill or be killed. It was the dark war going on here on this planet. And now is it, you heard it was a spirit that come into my body, if you heard it. It is going back. I have told you about this before, but I didn't know how it should start these bad things, because it was before COVID-19. I say that I got it. I didn't say it. I got it from heaven, from afterlife. And they were telling me about that we are going back. Life is like it is a circle, and we can see that in human, that we started as babies, and we are like babies if we live so long time in our life. so we grow old and we can not take care of ourselves. We're going back to the baby, and the hair is going away from our head, or at least it be very thin, and everything. And if we be very old, they feed us like a baby. So that is a circle in our life. And that is a circle here on this planet also, the circle of the planet. And you can get it, take it to be a title of a song. It sounds like that. But it is what everything that have happened in the past. We are going back to the beginning of this planet if we don't stop it. And we go back to the darkness and we see it. You can see that around you. You can see how much killing it is, not only in those big wars that is, but also that you can't go out in the darkness. Go from your home and walking, and you can be raped or you can be killed. No one is safe. They don't care what age you are in or what gender you are in. You can be killed whenever you go there. You don't need to go on a party, but you maybe wanted to go out with your little dog and be killed. That's what it is today. It's darkness that rules over this planet. And do we want it to go back to total darkness when it was about to be killed or kill, to be eaten or eat? It depends on us. It have nothing with God to do. We have the ability to could make a decision where we want this planet to go. And now it's what have been said that Israel will be no more. And that is what we will see. And I don't know how they say that. When I was in Jerusalem, at a hotel in Jerusalem, and there were Muslims that was working. It was a Jewish hotel, but the Jewish owner, they were never there. I saw them coming sometimes, but they didn't go around in the hotel. They were going to the office to get money, to be sure that they get money in their bank account. And they are sleeping. They are sleeping in Israel. And now will it be in that way because they didn't wake up? It will be the sleeping of Israel, and Israel is no more. That's what they say that on the news, and I don't laugh about it because it's sad. But they say, we didn't see it coming. Israel have this security spy program that they know what's going on in those countries that seem to be the enemies. They have their control over it, but now they didn't have the control, because they are saying we didn't see it coming. They were asleep. And that's what Jesus was saying also to his disciple. It's to be awake. And then he come. It was in Gethsemane. He was praying and to God to take away that he knew that he should be on the cross and die, and he begged God to not let him die on the cross. And when he come back to the disciple, he told them when he go and pray that they should wait for him. It means that they should be awake and wait for him. But when he come to the disciple, they were sleeping. And Jesus was saying, in this little time I was away, it maybe was 2-3 hours, but compared to the whole lifespan, was it a short time. And he said to his disciple that why couldn't you wait for me? So that little short time it was, and that what Jesus was saying. It was about this, to wait for Messiah to come to this planet. It is not so far away. It's of course those darkness that was on this planet. It was nothing to talk to, and then in the beginning of Adam and Eve, we don't know these people, but it's something we should think about, not as we see it in the world, but in the spirit. You need to, Adam and Eve, we don't know if they exist, but it's not about that. They maybe not exist as human, but they exist as a spirit thing. That God was talking to them, but they didn't do what God was telling them. Instead, they listened at the snake, the serpent, and did what he wanted them to do. And so have it been until today, and maybe more going on. I think I don't get people to listen at me that can change the world. It's about for you to repost what I'm talking about and what Afterlife is saying to me, that you need to repost for the world to know. I can sit here and recording and place it up and pay for to have this recording on the internet, but you need to let the people come and listen to this podcast. And not only is good, I love that you are here and listen at me, but you need to tell people. You need to spread it by repost it and tell people about it, or else we can't change the world. And it's going to the darkness. It's upon us, we people, those people that have a heart that is good people. We don't need to be perfect. only try to be perfect. But if not people share it to other, then it will not be anything. I am not here to earn money. I am here to spread what afterlife is telling me, what God is telling me, because it's He that decide if they should talk to me or not. And they have to go through God the whole time. So in the long run, is it God that do everything? Or else those in afterlife, they stand still. They can't do anything. They must go through God. And so that revelation is that I understand it now. Why I was in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the city, is the capital. That's where Jesus come into Jerusalem, and he come in as a king, and they spread their clothes and palm branches on the way to prepare for the king to come. But today it seems like it have stopped. People doesn't spread the clothes and the branches to make the king to come here to earth. Heaven should come here, and so far are they only here around me, and nothing is spread for the rest of the world to understand, and to the leaders to understand that it's wrong way to go what they are doing, because they looking for fame and money and not follow what God is telling them. They can say that with words, with their voice, saying that they are with God, they do what God wants them to do, but they don't do it because they are selfish, and they have greed. Greed is the biggest sin of everything that a living person have. To kill another person is a very bad sin, but greed is the foundation of evil. So that is what they are lying to the people. They don't do what God wants them to do. And I say that from the start. When I come to United States in year 2000, and then in the spring 2001 I was in the Virginia Beach, and I come to the devil's house, a very evil place, and I have no knowledge about God. In that time I didn't know what to do, but I have started to talk to someone, to something in the air. I understood it was someone there with me, and today I know it's the highest priest in heaven have coming down with me to this planet. And and I didn't know. And I asked in the air, what am I doing here? And I was crying to those in heaven, but I didn't know what I was crying to. Something that I called God, but I didn't know what it was. But in my desperation of to be killed of this woman that I live with, I rent a room from her, and I say to those up in heaven, I say, what am I doing here? Because I had a home in Sweden and I have a good job in computer area, and I have the money and everything in Sweden, but I didn't have a real life in Sweden. But it was in that time I was thinking it's better to have a hell in my life in Sweden than to be in hell here where I was in that house. And I didn't know God really. I didn't know how he was working, and I didn't know what to do. I was very confused and frightened when I was in the house and I understood I was living with the devil. And I say, what can I do? Why have you taken me here in United States, in Virginia Beach? What can I do? I am only a little woman. And the bad thing that is that 22 years later, I am still only a little woman, because no one have accepted me. And this is the key word, the second key word for today, is that no one have accepted me. No one have accepted me. You are the closest to accept me, you that follow me. But I need to be accepted of people that can do a change to this world, to change the world as it is today, to change it to be a good place to live in, and to be comfort and get love surrounding you, love. Many of you that follow me, you have not felt the true love. That it's not sexual things, it's not the body, it's not the worldly love, it's the spirit from heaven's love surrounding you. You have not felt it, and in that way you are lost and you are trying to find it. And a spirit touched me now. I'm here to help you to find that true love that have nothing with the world to do. And the spirit here, he is saying, tell them that I'm going to spread the knowledge to them. He will give you that love, and he's saying that he is going to spread the love for those that have the foundation in them. And you know what the foundation in them is, that you have an open door for to understand what I'm talking about. He knows who you are. I don't know, but he knows who you are. You have an open heart, open mind. You have those important doors open, and he will place inside you the knowledge of the true love. It's so beautiful. It make me start to cry, because it was so beautiful what he was saying. Did you felt it? What he was saying? This, what if you that playing games? This is the Graal, this pearl to find. That was what he was saying. The spirit that is here, that is full of love for you, is, even if you feel like you are nothing and you are like like mud, and you have nothing to live for. He is telling you that it doesn't matter how you think about yourself, but for him is you, that pearl, that open door that he will place you to understand the true love. And I don't know, but I think he is placing it that to you now to feel it. You feel some of it, but it's going to grow inside you, this true love. So he left now. He was going out from me now. And I was there in Virginia Beach and asked, what can a little woman do? And so far it have not coming any answer yet. But I have done many things in my walk. Someone is here saying, you want it to be like a fireworks celebration all over the world. He's saying that. That's why I laugh, because it was ridiculous, because it's not going to be like in that way. It's gonna be much negative. In the same time, it be positive things going on, but it's going to be separated, suffering and painful, and this to those stubborn that doesn't want to understand. And that is what was saying about Israel, that they have not been awake, they have been sleeping. So they saying that today, when they are in war, we didn't see it coming. But no, because you were sleeping. You were so proud of yourself, so you didn't want to see it. And I'm thinking, I feel sorry for those people that have built up their whole family, their whole status, their whole home about to be guide in Israel. It's so very, very much guides today, and they don't have any job. They don't have the money coming in now because no one is going to travel to Israel. Now people try to go away from Israel. They try to find a flight back home to leave Israel, but it's very hard because everyone want to run away from Israel. So those guides that was guiding tourists to these false places in Israel, I have talking about this, how they digging into the soil and say they find things. And already 2011, when I was in Israel the first time, I come to know that because it was a woman that asked the guide we have, because I was together with a church that have done the whole traveling, because I was thinking I can't be by myself in Israel because I can't Hebrew, but they speak the best English in the world in Israel, and so I didn't need to have anyone with me next time I was in Israel, and 3 times more, and she asked the guide we have with us, because we were at the Villa de la Rosa. Now it's come a star here, orb come to me, come into my face, and we were at the Villa de la Rosa where Jesus was walking with a cross, and then this woman, she asked the guide, "Is it here where we're standing, where Jesus was walking with the cross?" And the guide say they don't know where on Villa de la Rosa Jesus was walking with the cross, because Villa de la Rosa is a long street, and only that he come to Golgotha, but they didn't know where he was walking. And then I understood. I got the message that they don't know what have happened. Some few things they know in Jerusalem what have taken place, but they don't really know. But they put up some lies. They do fake places where they take the tourists to spend the money on this guide tour that is a false tour, and that is those people that have fool tourists. They are out of job, they are out of money, and that is also like a punishment from afterlife, that they go they are working for a for the devil. They're working for the devil because it doesn't exist, those places. And special was it when I heard from heaven that the 4th time I was in Jerusalem, they say from heaven that I should touch the Golden Gate, and that also ending up that it was false, it was a lie, because the Golden Gate didn't exist so you could see it. it was built up a golden gate in Jerusalem upon where it had been, because the real golden gate was like fragment in the soil. It didn't was any building, and those is if they believe that, or if they lie for us, because they protect the golden gate from people to touch it, and then they think in this literally way to see it, that Jesus should come back to the golden gate, and like in form of a body, a person, and when he's coming, he could not go in the golden gate, because it's a fence around it, and it's protected, and it's so stupid. It is really stupid, because they are thinking that he should come like a person, and hey, here I am, I'm going into the golden gate here. But the golden gate was when I have told you about Virgin Mary's mother and father was at the golden gate, and the angel come and told Mary that she was pregnant with Virgin Mary, a special child, and that's what the golden gate, but it was for more than 2,000 years, more than that, because it was Mary that was in the womb. So that golden gate had been destroyed of the war and time also. So I learned because I check it out in history, and in the English version. I don't check out in Swedish. I always check it out in the English version to get the real text. And I found out that the Golden Gate doesn't exist anymore, that you can see it. So it doesn't matter what I should do. I was at the Golden Gate physical when I was in Jerusalem, and I only needed to visit there. I didn't need to touch the door. It was that I should touch the knowledge of the Golden Gate, they were saying to me. So it's many things that I don't understand, because I'm human. I don't understand what they're talking about before long time after. At least after they have said, I found out what they really is saying. And that is one of the biggest knowledge I have got, is to understand what they are saying. Or else they sometimes it have happened that they are coming back and talk about it, so I understand it better. But this is what I have learned today. The key word that they don't know. I don't remember what keyword I was talking about, but the key word is greed, and they don't know. And it was the real biggest thing was that I understand now what they were doing, that I should come to Jerusalem the fourth time because it will not exist anymore. Now, of course it will exist as a country, but it will not be Israel anymore. That's what he's saying. And it's no one's wrong. It's the human's error to be proud and be greedy and to not want to know the truth, what's going on today. They are sleeping because they don't want to know that God is a living God. And he talking to people, and he changed things, and what he was saying in the past, it can be in a modern way to talk about it, because he's living God. He knows from the beginning until the end of everything. And so this, what he was saying, is sad. It's sad because I'm Jewish in myself, in my DNA, but I have not been accepted to be Jewish of Israel people and those leaders, and I have not been accepted of the church either, the Christian church. I have not been accepted in Islam either. I have not been accepted of anyone, and I have not talking about it, but I am going to talk about it because we are in the last days. So I can tell you now, I was forbidden by God to tell you what I already knew, but it should change the way of, because I'm here to test people, and if I should say it, I maybe should have changed my way to walk. But now I can tell you that is about people have asked me, why is it so important for you to be accepted? Why are you talking about accepted? And I didn't want to tell them that it will happen that if someone, some gathering place in a religion or tradition wanted to listen at me and accept me and work in that way they understand who I am, then it should happen. It will be that heaven will come down for all of you that listen. All of you. They are going to be seen. Now they are only show up for me when I do this podcast. But I have knew that for maybe 10, 15 years ago, that day when someone accept me that can change the world, then they will talk. They will come and you can see them. You can see them all. That's what it's saying in some religion and tradition, that the whole world will see it. they will see the whole heaven. And it have been only one person that have say that I have been a forerunner for for heaven to come, and that was before heaven come down here. It was when I still was trying to learn to understand things. It was 10 15 years ago. I understood it, and so far no one have accepted it, and I accept that nothing happened, because I'm okay to go back to where I was in heaven. So that doesn't matter. I only ask for if they should kill me in that way, that I have to go back to heaven, and they will kill me. And I pray that it will be very fast killing, like shoot me in the heart, and I die instantly without no pain. That's what I have asked for. If it's so, that nothing will happen, and I will go back to where I was before I come down here for the last time coming down. This is my last time on going to earth. So thank you for listening. It was some important things to tell you. It's not me about talking about Israel not exist anymore. That is what I heard from heaven. It's not me.